Now, when we're touching on light cones, let's go on his first. Echoes of the Coffin. Remember, Luocha is going to be a character that can be a little bit speedy if you build him that way, so you can cycle his free use of his skill every 2 turns, so there's value in that. It can be built for attack as well, not necessarily to do a ton of damage because his skill is a heal, but he's gonna have basic attack, and then he's gonna have that nice multiplier on his ultimate. So basically you're doing a lot of damage on his ult if you build him for DPS, but this card here is gonna increase your attack by 24%, which can help your damage and your healing at the same time. But in addition to that, it's also gonna give you 12 speed for your party after you use your ultimate. Now, if you know a lot about speed tuning in Star Rail, 12 speed on its own, a lot of the times it's gonna be very useless to you because speed is only as relevant as hitting or missing the thresholds for taking extra actions are within certain cycles of Memories of Chaos, basically. A lot of the times 12 speed alone isn't going to get you there. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that you can basically write that 12 speed off for 90% of circumstances, probably even more than that in team building and Star Rail. But thankfully you do have some nice energy regeneration for the wearer of this card. You can get 3 energy for each different enemy you've attacked, which is pretty nice out there. So the card seems pretty cool outside of the speed buff. The attack's nice for DPS and healing. You get some extra energy so you can use your ultimate, but there's gonna be some nice light cones that you can use that have their own benefits. It also will save you a ton of your stellar jade. So the first one, if you want to go on a big healing build, actually has Luocha on it too, and this is perfect timing, and this gives you effect resist increase. Now, a big thing here is to remember that Luocha actually has, I think it's 70% effect resist in his own passive. So this is going to give you 32% if you have this one maxed out, giving you 102% effect res for just existing. None on your gear, just Luocha plus this card over 100 effect res. Well, in addition to that, this light cone also gives you bonus healing based on your effect rate. You're gonna be able to cap this out super easy, whether you're in position 1, in position 5, you're gonna get up to 27% increased healing. This is gonna affect your field, it's gonna affect your free skill, it's gonna affect the skill if you need to use it on your own turn for 1 skill point. So if you're looking for bonus healing, this is going to give you much more healing than Echoes of the Coffin will. It doesn't give you that energy regeneration, but it does give you that effect res. So you're going to be able to resist a ton of debuffs this way just for existing. Put this on Luocha. It's going to be a nice card there. Now, there's another card I want to talk about here, and this is going to be multiplication. Now, one of Luocha's big cool builds that you can do with him is a speed cycling build, where you kind of give up on his own personal damage because it's fine, but nothing like super crazy. And you build him as a full support. You build him for attack for his healing. You build him for speed. You put him in the wind set. You give him the springly set for energy regeneration. You give him a energy regeneration rope, so he's got 24% energy regeneration. And then when you ultimate, you push forward. And now when you basic attack, you also push forward. So if you're a good, cool speed tuner out there, you know how to speed tune, not just based off speed alone and figure out what breakpoints you need to do. This can either allow you to generate multiple skill points for your team and also help you cycle your Luocha for his free skill every 2 turns. So you're gonna have the ability to use your basic, push forward from that, have a lot of energy regeneration, fill up your ultimate gauge faster because you're on an energy regen build. Use the wind set to also increase your combat readiness by 25% as well, with that 25% action forward push from the 4-piece wind set. So if you're looking for potentially a more support build with him where he can generate bonus actions and then generate bonus skill points by using his basic attack for your DPS characters, using him sort of as a healer slash support character, this could be an option for you there as well. Probably even better than that one though is going to be Quid Pro Quo for the same reason. You put him in there, you make it so he likes to cycle for his free skill, make him as skill neutral as possible. Using basic attacks, you're generating stacks for his passive talents, so you get that free field healing, and also using your ultimate gauge. And then on top of that, instead of generating maybe an extra turn, so you generate an extra skill point for your DPS, you can have Quid Pro Quo on and generate 16 energy every time you Luocha takes a turn, which could be quite a bit if you can get him up to like 130, 140 speed wind set. The breakpoint will be there if you figure out math wise, and this could be pretty good. 16 energy every time he takes a turn. So if you're generating 2 extra turns, this can be 32 extra energy that can go for and towards your DPS character or maybe one of your support characters. And this could be a very nice card for that reason. There's also post-op conversion, which is fine. This one's going to be giving you extra energy regeneration rate on Luocha himself, and then it's also going to give you increased outgoing healing on your ultimate as well. So if you want a closer 1-to-1 as far as healing goes, comparison for a cone you can pick up right now, that will similarly do something to Echoes of the Coffin. Yeah, it doesn't give you attack increase like Echoes does, but it's going to give you the extra healing, which would give you bonus damage as well as healing. You're going to get extra healing output after you ultimate, which is going to affect that field you do and also your free skill too. And unlike Echoes of the Coffin, you're not going to get that flat energy for every enemy that you hit, but you are going to get energy regeneration rate. So this is very similar to what Echoes of the Coffin does, because the speed buff on the Echoes of the Coffin, like we said earlier, isn't that good. It's almost non-existent. And yeah, this doesn't increase your damage from having more attack, but it's going to give you more healing than Echoes does, and it's still going to give you that nice energy regeneration rate so you can get that ultimate up sooner. So if you're looking at Echoes of the Coffin and you're like, that seems really cool, I really kind of want that for my build, for my Luocha, go ahead and use post-op conversation instead. It's going to be very similar, a little less damage, but more healing for your healer. Then as far as builds go, there's gonna be two different kinds of builds. Obviously you can put him on the imaginary set, build him for crit chance, crit damage with his attack, and have him do a decent amount of damage when he gets to do damage with his ultimate, or maybe every once in a while some chip damage with his basic attack. But like we talked about earlier, 4-piece wind is also an alternative for you there. Yes, the wind damage does not do anything, but being able to push your Luocha up will allow you to play a little bit differently than a lot of other characters. It can help facilitate taking extra turns so you get more free skills potentially from his passive talent on his skill, which happens once every 2 turns. And because you're taking extra turns, you're gonna be able to use more basic attacks with Luocha to generate more skill points for your DPS. So while this doesn't increase your damage, it's a pretty easy build to use on him to help your main damage dealer use as many skill points as they need, or get more Bronya pushes out of your Bronya, or whatever character setup that it is that you're using. Extra skill points equates to more utility or more damage. And as far as planar ornaments go, there's 2 that are really good for him. Now, Sealing Space Station, whether you're going for the healing support or the sub damage dealer Luocha build, is really nice for him. It's going to give him 24% attack, which is not just damage bonus, but it's also going to increase his heals too, which is one of the only 2-piece ornament setups that you can do to increase your healing. The other one is going to be the Fleet of the Ageless, which is a traditional support build. It's going to give you more HP, which is fine, but your heal skill off attack. And this is going to give everyone on your party, on your team, 8% attack, which is pretty nice as well. But if you want to get in that more speed-tuned game, energy regen, push him up, generate lower action value points, you can use the Sprightly set. This is the set that I've been using on pretty much every support character after I've mapped out this stuff. There's a lot of breakpoints that you can only hit with energy regen 5% from this set that allow you to use a basic attack instead of a skill. And some builds use 2 basic attacks instead of a skill and a basic to get your ultimate back. And so this gives you more skill positive builds for a lot of characters due to the 5% energy regeneration. And then on top of that, yes, the 40% action value push is only for the start of the battle, but it affects what your action value number is for that first part of the battle, and it can help you, especially in conjunction with the 4-piece wind set or anything that gives you action value combat increase, like the 3-star light cone we talked about. Generate lower action values over time so you can generate bonus actions period of 2 to 3 different bonus actions, so you can generate more skill points by using Luocha's basic attack, or heal more if you need to in emergency circumstances with your actual skill. Or if you're generating 2 bonus actions, well, that's 2 more turns you've taken, so you get 1 more free use of his free heal on his skill as well. So there's a lot of things to think about what it is that you want to do, and this is a set that can help you do that on a lot of different characters. Both sound cool. Get your farming on out there. I know we still got double drops, and I'll see you guys in the next one.